Hello everybody, this is Anna, also known as Anna Nita on Ravelry and Anna Lena Nita on Instagram and Anna Nita on Facebook, where I am not that often. You also can find me on Patreon, where I have a page if you want to support me. Then you can donate a pledge if you like and if you think this podcast is worth to support. My last podcast is already 3 weeks ago. I decided not to keep the weekly schedule crucial because I want to show you progress and results. So I don't know, as I told you the last times, I don't know how much knitting and crocheting I will get done the next weeks because work. Working outside, I always make a difference between writing my thesis, and that was also work, but it was work at home without nearly any influences from other people. And then what I'm doing now is working as a teacher, so I have to do with people all the time and talking and listening, and yeah, so much impact on me and my very highly sensitive person. So I'm really exhausted coming home. Yeah, but I have to show you something today. I have one finished object, 2 whips, and some other stuff I want to show you. Okay, let's start with my finished object. It's a hat. It's the Standing Rock hat. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I finished it yesterday. I could have finished it already, I don't know, so maybe last week or the week before last week. I didn't realize that I when I started to knit on it again, it was yesterday, I was like, here. So I thought there will be much more shaping and so shaping and so on, but it was very easy. I think it were 8 rows of decreasing, so it was very quick to do. It's pretty much only a rib, 2x2 rib, and the yarn I have used 2 100-gram balls of yarn held double to create a DK weight, and I have in total 100-gram left. So you need one with making a pom-pom, and that uses up a lot of yarn, so you really only need a 100-gram 400 meter, let's say 400 meter of yarn to make a hat. That's awesome. That's very awesome. I try to, I will ruin my hair, but well, I love you, so I will do this. So I always wear my hats like this. You could also fold, right. You could also fold the brim to have a double warm around your ears. So in that case, it's a very fitted hat. Yeah, but because of the ponytail, it looks always, I don't know how all the women look so stunning in their hats. Do you always wear your hair open? But that's not comfortable for me with all the wrapping of the scarves and then the hat and the jacket, and my hair will get, I don't know, a mess. So I finished it yesterday, and I guess I will do more, because you can make this so quick. I knit 10 or 10.5 inches long, and then you do these 8 or 9 rows of decreasing. It's a free pattern. You can look it up on Ravelry, and and you have a hat, and it comes so handy now because I wanted to make a hat in these colors so that I have a matching hat for my starting point. I finished in February this year. Maybe I can insert a photo somewhere here. Yeah, and we had today, really, we had it today, our first snow of the season. And I needed a hat. So, yes, I have other hats, but I hate it when the hat doesn't match the scarf. I really hate it. It's my OCD, I guess. I don't know, but I hate it. And now it matches. And my starting point keeps me so warm. It's the best scarf ever. I don't use it as a wrap. I don't really know what a wrap is and how to wear a wrap. Yeah, I use it as a scarf and it keeps me warm. So we had our first snow today and it made me... maybe about the yarn. It's Das Mondschaf. You can read it on the screen. It's a German company, an indie dyer. Das Mondschaf, the moon sheep in English. And the colorway is called Grey Parade and it has... I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it has sparkle. Yeah. Well, there is something I want to insert here. It was a shame, I think. Shame on me. Because I was drinking my coffee. I have to get up very early. Now I changed my routine. I get up even earlier. I get up around 5:15. So quarter past 5. So I can do my morning prayers also. I don't want to hurry and stress in the morning because that influences the whole day. The morning routine is so important for me and I need silence and I don't want to rush everything. So I want to I don't eat breakfast in the morning because it's too early, way too early. So I eat at school. But I want to have the time for my morning prayers, for my diary, so my 6 minutes diary, and my coffee. I need coffee in the morning, yeah. And so I started to take my first around 30 minutes of the day without a digital device. But today I broke my rule and was scrolling through my Facebook wall and I saw a post of someone who lives in Vienna and she was writing like, yay! And then all these icy, snowy emojis. And I thought, well, that can only mean one thing. I was very excited. I opened the window because I don't know the word, look at the screen, were closed. So they were down. I couldn't look I couldn't look through the window, through the window. And I opened them and saw snow. And right in the next moment I was so... I don't know, I was angry at myself because I had to look on Facebook to realize that it had snowed. Snowed. Yeah. So I don't want to be that influenced by technology, and I don't want to be so digital. I don't want to be a millennial, you know, this typical millennial. So I have to keep my rule not to use a digital device besides my alarm, because my alarm I use for my phone for my alarm. Yeah, I really shouldn't do this anymore. I want to keep my rule not to get influenced by I don't know who and when and why and everything around me before I assembled all my thoughts. I don't know, my dreams or my feelings and my thoughts and my prayers. That has to get the first place, and afterwards are the influences from outside. I hope that made sense. I'm sorry, I'm already very tired, and that always has a negative impact on my English skills. I'm sorry. Yeah, so besides the joy of snow, I criticized myself, and I really want to keep that rule for myself. yeah, for my morning routine. Just a hint, maybe you have the same problem. Today for lunch I bought schnitzel. I think you also say schnitzel. And the guy who around our corner who is making the schnitzel always gives me some beverage, and today it's Coke. I don't dare to ask for another beverage. Sometimes he gives me Fanta. I don't really like orange, the taste of orange, unless it's a real orange. And today I got Coke, and it's a Christmas Coke, and I like that. Okay, sorry for the rambling. Hat! That's awesome. Having a finished object in my hands again, yeah, is awesome. Because I wasn't knitting so much lately. My second work in progress is a sock. I have knit a bit on my pumpkin spice latte. There is really not much to talk about. That was funny because today I knit at school, because I'm always very early at school just to avoid coming late because of traffic jams, because the streets I have to drive are very heavy used. There is a lot of traffic and often there are accidents and so on, and I really don't want to be late for work. I think all in all, my whole school time and my working time career, I was late maybe, I don't know, my whole life, school and work, maybe 5 times. Maybe even only 3 or 4 times. I hate getting late. I hate it. So, and I knit on this sock today, waiting for the children to come. And the first 15 minutes before the lesson starts, we have to... Now there are all these vocabs I don't have on my mind. We look for the children. Yeah. So there is nothing to do for me. Oh, everything is prepared. I only wait for the lesson to start. So I knit. And one colleague came by and saw me knitting, and she was giggling. I can't believe it, you are sitting there knitting. And then she told me that she also want to knit again, and she bought something for cardigan, and she maybe needs my help, and now she knows that she can ask me if she needs my help. That was nice. Yeah, that is pretty. 2mm needles, because I think it's a very thin yarn. It's Gnome Acres. Unfortunately, I still can't believe it. They closed their shop. I still have hopes that they will open one day again, because she didn't say that she will never dye yarn again. She only said that now is the time to do something else, something new, and I hope she will come back making yarns again, because I really like their yarns. Yes, and my main work in progress, it will very be oh man, very soon it will be a finished object, is my, look at this, Christmas Afghan. This is 140 to 50 centimeters wide. Wait, I can tell you in inches. Because I have both on my measuring tape. So this is about 59 inches wide, and now I have to calculate. I can't believe it. No, I can't calculate that, I'm sorry. It's nearly 200 centimeters long, so I think 190 centimeters. So that's the length of a door. I think in the US it's also that all the doors have the same size. So the length is 10 centimeters less, so 4 inches less than the length of a door. So I hope that was helpful. To show you the progress, because I can't show the whole blanket on the screen. since I last showed you, I made all that. And I haven't woven in the ends because I was so in the flow of crocheting. Because, I don't know, the bug bit me again and I was listening to Sebastian Fitzek, Das Kind. I don't know if it's translated in English, this book. It would be The Child in English. And it is very thrilling again. He's really awesome. I can recommend Sebastian Fitzek. He is so different than all the other thriller author. Wow, that is much th. Yeah. I'm still debating with myself if I should add a border. If I add a border, I think only I think it's a slip stitch. I think I will only slip stitch 1 or 2 times around the whole blanket if I do a border, because everything else is, in my opinion, is too much. Yeah, I don't want curvy borders or so. I think it would be too much. Maybe I don't make a border. I will see. As I told you, I like easy and clean designs. I made this out of a DK weight yarn, 100% acrylic. It's Schachenmeier Bravo. It's a German brand, and I'm very, very content with the quality. It doesn't feel typical plasticky, not at all. And it keeps me so warm. Yeah, and I have thought about my Weasley sweater again. So I think, because I don't want to overdo all the yarn buying, because I have 3 sweaters quantities already at home. But I want to make sweaters out of this yarn which need more brain power, and I don't have that at the moment. And I really want to make the Weasley sweater, but I want to finish some things first. And 2 or 3 projects I still want to do as Christmas presents, so I should do them first. Simultaneously, I thought about my Christmas Eve cast on. I want to try it again. I failed every year because I stressed up myself so dramatically with the Christmas Eve cast on, and as I told you, here in Austria, in Europe in general, the Christmas Eve is the day. There isn't much time. You have to prepare a lot. On Christmas Eve we have the big dinner, also on the 25th and 26th, but mostly with family and so on. But this Christmas Eve I won't be home. We will celebrate with my boyfriend's family, so that's all in all. And then the holy mass in the night is also, so I really don't have much time, but I want to try to participate in the Christmas Eve cast on, and so I thought, why not the Weasley sweater? It's a Christmas sweater. I will still need this sweater, I think, until February or March, because the winter comes always very late here in Austria. We have snow now, but I guess we will have positives over Christmas again, as every year, and then the heavy winter will come in January, February. So why not? Maybe I could watch over the Christmas days the first Harry Potter movie again with the Christmas sweaters, and it's funny and awesome and Christmassy, so that would be an idea. And I tend to half wool, half acrylic yarn, because I haven't found a tweed yarn which is inexpensive, not itchy, and easy available for me. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. Maybe I will change my mind. We will see. During Advent, I thought about Advent alongs and Advent calendar style alongs. There are some scarves. Every day there is a clue, and then at the end of Advent you have 2 meter long scarf, lace scarf. Or every day an ornament, and every day it's another ornament, so a different pattern, but that's unrealistic. I try not to do this Advent very much stressful stuff, but I'm working again, and the time before Christmas in the school is always very busy, and yeah, life. So I thought, because I want to do Vlogmas again, and so I will be able to show something, I should do every day, for example, try to do one square for this granny square blanket from my Advent calendar yarns I have received. So I swapped with 3 people, and one Advent calendar has already arrived. The other one is on its way, and the other one, the third one, there were some difficulties here in Austria, as always with the postal office here in Austria. I hate the Austrian post, I really do. German post is so much better. But this has arrived. It is so awesome. It's so pretty, and there are so many things. Yeah, I'm so excited. One I still will receive is from Nina. Oh, I'm sorry. And we already swapped Advent calendars last year, and it was so nice, and I like Nina so much. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Vlogmas. Vlogmas will be different this year. Last year I had much time and many possibilities to film a lot of stuff. I will see what I can show you this time. I think what I can show you definitely more than the last year is Christmas markets, because yeah, I'm in Vienna now, and Vienna has many Christmas markets, and I will go to Christmas markets I think every week. And the prettiest and most awesome Christmas market is right around the corner. I think 3 subway stations or so away. So awesome. That is so awesome. So I can show you these things. Yeah, today I had a bigger walk with Benny. It was okay for a city walk. I have to admit, I really have to admit, that I miss Lower Austria. I knew that before. I'm so thankful and glad that I can be with my boyfriend every day. That is really awesome, and I love it to see him every day and to see him every night before falling asleep or after falling asleep, because he wakes me every night to say that he is back again, and then we talk a little bit and then I go on sleeping, and I don't want to miss this anymore. I wouldn't be able to move away to Lower Austria and be apart from him. I really don't want that. But it's hard. I really I miss the walks in Lower Austria. And I have to find a solution to incorporate some nature walks in the city. There are possibilities, but they are not as easy as in my last where I lived before, because where I lived before I had to step outside the flat and I was in the middle of the Vienna woods. Here I would have to drive maybe only 5 or 10 minutes or so, but it's always a bit difficult because it's getting dark and not much parking space here, so I would lose my parking space, my parking lot, I don't know. And then coming back after the walk, I have to cruise around to find a place where I can put my car, because I don't have a garage here. So all these things. And I'm very tired after coming home, but I can't go so late for a walk because, as I told you, it's getting very dark, and if I want to go in the woods also, yeah, it's a bit more difficult. But I'm working in Lower Austria, and well, that didn't make it easier because I was looking through the windows today and I saw the snow and the mountains, and they were so white, and everything was so pretty. And yeah, as I told you, I need a way, I need a solution for that. But yeah, I can see it at work, so that is a plus. Can I say this in English? That is a plus. We say this in German. Is there anything? Oh, I colored my. I colored on with my picture with the castle. Where is it now? But I stopped because I didn't know which color palette to use. I still have to find out which colors I can use because I want to use a fixed color palette. I don't want to mess around with this, and I finished the castle. And I think it's not bad. That will definitely be a thing I want to continue with, and in Advent to use this time, because coloring and listening to audiobooks is so relaxing. Yeah. Because knitting I'm often doing in front of the TV. Oh, TV. That's a thing. I have watched a Netflix series I can totally recommend to you. I don't know how it is for all the Americans among us, but yeah, it's about the Unabomber. So this guy who lived in Montana, I think, in the woods. I think every American knows this guy, and he shipped bombs with parcels. And this series, so it's called Manhunt Unabomber. I don't know if they will go on with other cases. That would be so awesome, because it's not a documentary, it's a mini series, but based on true events. And I knew a little bit about the Unabomber. I didn't know that he was called Unabomber. But I didn't know much. And it was interesting for me to hear about the MK Ultra experiments, because I knew the MK Ultra experiments, but I always thought the people think I'm a conspiracy freak when I'm talking about this. But obviously the Harvard University did this, so, and it's true. And he had to experience this treatment, so to say. Very, very interesting. It was interesting to see how we create such a terrorist. He was a terrorist, we have to admit. And it's good that he is in prison. I think he is still in prison. But I think we also have to understand these people and how they became what they are. And it's also our fault how we act with people, how we treat people, and not if I have to do my research about the theories the Unabomber, so Ted Kaczynski wrote, but the things they shared in the series were pretty interesting, and I think many of the statements are right. He made the wrong conclusion, and it was definitely a wrong decision to be so violent and bomb people away. But the things he talked about or thought about aren't that wrong. So now I come back to what I was saying in the beginning about my phone. I had to look up Facebook to realize that it has snowed. That is sad. The technology has come so far, and we have come so far, and we have lost so much. Our connection to nature, for example, our connection to ourselves, our feelings, our experiencing our body, symptoms and all that stuff, because we are so it's difficult in English. Distracted. We are so distracted by all the digital devices, for example. and that was the thing he was writing about when he was writing his theories and theses, or how we could call it. It was in the I think in the middle of the 90s, so no smartphones, no tablets, no streaming, not much internet connections, but obviously we have these problems already very long. It was very interesting to think about these things. Yeah, very sad what happened to him and what he became. Very, very sad. Yeah, so very interesting. Manhunt, Unabomber. Very interesting. I can totally recommend that. Is there anything else? Oh yes, our Advent along. I don't know when we should start. I told you that I want to start on November 11th. Today we have November 19th. I have also talked with Nina, but I still have to wait for her answer if we want to co-host this make along together. So maybe we will start the upcoming weekend. I will contact Nina and keep an eye out. Is that right? Keep an eye out? That sounds crazy. For our Ravelry thread, and there you will see this. The fall along already has received its winners and they have received their prizes already, and the next make along would be the Advent along. Yeah, and the 2 year-long knit-alongs, make-alongs are still running, and the winners will be drawn at the end of the year. So otherwise there isn't anything else to talk about. I am sorry if I ramble too much, or maybe I was a little bit disorganized, but I really wanted to put out this episode, and in the week there isn't so much time. So I hope you excuse me. So I wish you a happy pre-Advent wintry crafting week, and maybe we will see each other already on Sunday. Who knows? Bye bye.